Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. We got another one for you today. Gonna do another review. We got 2 rye whiskeys. So this is Blue Spirits. They're out of Kashmir, Washington. This is one of the bottles that I picked up at the Wenatchee Whiskey Festival. I hope you watched that video. If you haven't, please go back, check it out. It was a little rough. The video was a little rough. I admit that. First time at a whiskey festival. So it was a little cut and dry, and then we forgot to record an ending at the end. So I had to kind of do a voiceover with a picture of all the bottles that we got during the road trip bourbon hunt and the festival itself. So it's all right though. Next time, I know the mistakes that we made, and definitely gonna do things a little differently, a little better next time. So the next one will be here in Spokane at the Spokane Whiskey Festival. It should be a lot of fun. We'll do things a little differently and correct some of our mistakes. But without further ado, Blue Spirits. So it's a Blue Spirits 4-year rye bourbon. When we tried this one, so this was the last table that you see us at in the video, in the Whiskey Festival, talking to the lady there about Blue Spirits distilling, about this bottle. It looked, so at the time, Jeff and I might have been a little overserved, as the English would say. We were a little impaired. It's kind of at the end of the festival. We were feeling pretty saucy. So we kept going on about the Midwinter Night's Dram, which I've got here. And we kept going on about how this looks so much. And it does look like, so this one is not finished in port barrels. I thought it was. That's probably me being a little drunk is why I thought that. This one is not finished in port barrels. This one is finished in port wine barrels. But the color is like, it's pretty close for not being finished. And then when I tasted it, it tasted to me a lot like a Midwinter Night's Dram. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. So I'm kind of interested to go back into it and compare the two and see if it really does taste like a Midwinter Night's Dram or not. As you can see, I've been back into it a little bit here and there. It is a very smooth bourbon, but we'll get into that. First of all, let's talk about Blue Spirits. So Blue Spirits Distilling is out of Kashmir, Washington. They say here on the bottle that crafted with pure Lake Chelan water. So Lake Chelan is the big lake right by kind of Kashmir. Kashmir's a small town. Kashmir, Wenatchee is the big town, and Leavenworth. A lot of people who aren't even from Washington State know Leavenworth, Washington. It's the town where the whole town's Bavarian themed. It's super cool. My wife and I love stopping there. It's an awesome town. Anyway, Lake Chelan is near that area. So I'm almost positive that when I was talking to the lady in the video from Blue Spirits, from the Wenatchee Whiskey Festival video, that she said that this was their distillate. But when I look at the bottle, it says it's crafted with pure Lake Chelan water, but then it also says it's aged 4 years in Indiana. So Indiana would make this MGP. MGP, if you don't know, is a huge whiskey bourbon distillery that outsources a lot of their distillate. Anybody that's got the money can call up MGP and say, hey, can you distill this for me, distill that for me, or I want to buy some of your 4-year barrels or 5-year or 6 or whatever year barrels you've got. And they will do all that. They're a contract distiller in a sense. MGP also owns Penelope. So Penelope brand bourbons is now owned by MGP. So you could kind of say that probably all their best stuff, all their best distillate probably goes to Penelope, and then everything after that goes to everybody else. The MGP isn't bad. There's a lot of MGP products out there. And it depends what people do with it, right? If you get a 5-year and you finish it here and there, or if you age it yourself for a few more years in your own climate, in your own special scenario, sometimes it turns out really good. But I would be willing to bet this is not their distillate. I would be willing to bet this is MGP. Another thing that makes me think it's not their distillate is because on the back of the bottle here, it says produced and bottled by. It does not say distilled by. And they would put distilled by if this was their stuff. So my thought is maybe they do have some of their own distillate, some of their own mash bill, but they're just aging it and it's not quite ready yet. But that's what I would believe. First of all, the color is really beautiful. It is a 4-year bourbon. This is 45.5%, so it's 91 proof. It's a nice color. The label is beautiful. It's really cool. Like, it's different colors. You can kind of see that. It looks like it's kind of a torn page. It's meant to spiral up around the bottle like that. Like, it's a really cool. It kind of reminds me of like the Declaration of Independence, right? Like that, like from National Treasure. That like cool, like weathered parchment paper. There's a lot of penned writing on here all over the bottle, which is really cool. It's a nice bottle. But the main purpose of this is I want to try this side by side with the Midwinter Nights Dram. I almost said Maker's Mark. That is not Maker's Mark. So let's pour ourselves a couple samples here. Sample glass A. All right. And then we're going to go to our Midwinter Nights Dram. Sample glass B. All right. Now already I can see, if you're looking at both of these, the colors are similar, but the Dram is definitely a little darker, and it's got a little more like pink hue to it, I guess you could say. A little more like reddish hue, and that is definitely from like the port wine barrels. This one is not finished in port wine. I don't know why I was telling myself it was, but it is not. So let's go to the nose. So on the nose, it's light. I can smell a little rye spice. I can smell that rye in there. It's, yeah, I just get like a traditional like bourbon notes. I get a little char. Yeah, I just get like a little char and a little rye spice. It's really light on the nose. And the Dram, oh man, it's fruity. It's got a lot. It's definitely like got some fruit in it. Oh man, that smells wonderful. Like a sweetness I can't quite. I'm put my finger on, and that's definitely probably from the port barrels. Oh, that smells. There's a lot more depth on the nose there to the palate. Yeah, it's really light. It's really light. It's really thin. It doesn't sit. It's not very viscous. It doesn't sit very well. I mean, it coats the glass nicely, but in the mouth, it's not dry. It just dissipates quickly, and it hits you. Yeah, I don't know. It hits you with a little sweetness in the front. It is a good rye. Hits you with not a strong rye spice in the back, but you still get some of that, like a good heavy feeling of that rye spice in the back. It's very light in the front with a medium rye finish. And then it just fades out almost instantly. It's like rye. It's not bad. If you're looking at getting into a rye, this is not a bad rye. This is a great rye whiskey if you're looking at getting into ryes. Like I said, it's very light. It's kind of thin. You get a little bit of like barrel char, and you get some char, and there's a little sweetness, and that's like rye spice, and then it's done. So it's not bad. Now the Midwinter Nights Dram, I will say, this is probably one of the first ryes that I bought and like really loved. Aside from, I will give it up to Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye. It's freaking fantastic. But I love this stuff. I love the finish of it. Let's see how it holds up. Yeah, that's berries. That's fruity. You still get a little rye on the back. It sits with me. It's still kind of sitting there on the palate. It dissipates into I almost get like a little doughiness from it in the middle or at the very end. Yeah, you definitely get, it's like sweet, almost like a little berryness to it. rye spice, and you get like a nice, like, I like it, a nice like doughy finish almost on it. It's nice. I really enjoy Midwinter Night's Dram. It's very good. Does the Blue Spirit stack up to the Midwinter Night's Dram? No. The Midwinter Night's Dram is a lot more complicated. There's a lot more flavors going on. They did the finish very well in this. They didn't overdo it with the port wine barrels. It's still one of my favorite rye whiskeys. It's great. What's your favorite rye whiskey? Please leave a comment. Let me know. Also, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It really goes a long way on the channel, and it's strongly, strongly appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night.